bite down boxing. Look, I got to throw this disclaimer out there. A couple of disclaimers, actually. First of all, I'm not really trying to suggest this is just talking boxing because I don't talk to any of my partners or closer friends. They don't follow boxing. So I talk about boxing on here. A lot of times when I go to to check out some boxing topics on Instagram, it's not always to disagree with other people commenting, "What's up, Latours?" I'm not always trying to disagree with everybody or say other people don't know what the hell they're talking about or they don't know shit about boxing. That's not why I go out there and look at the stuff that I look at. Um, Also, um, I'm asking this question to throw it out there because I it's somewhat of an anomaly. And what I saw in one of the I don't know if it was on PBC's Instagram page. Oh, I think it was on Kevin Cunningham, the trainer of Erickson Lubin. It was a person that made the comment on his photo about the fight against Saturday's fight against Sebastian Fundora. And I get down into the comments section, and one person said, "I was waiting on Sebastian Fundora to take his gloves off. I was waiting on him to take his left glove off, and he kept his glove on until he left the ring." And I was like, So I went to the information, the emails that I get after fights from the photos of the fights. I'm like, surely it had to have been. And I was kind of looking at the DAZN stuff, so I was in between fights and didn't see everything. So I'm like, let me go back and check. So I go look at the email. It's two photographers who send out the post fight photos. Esther Lynn and Ryan Haffey were the people working this weekend. So I go open up the attachments from both of them, and I look through all the photographs, and there aren't any photographs of Sebastian Fundora with his gloves off. And I'm like, we usually do not get that in the United States. I always note or make a comment of it when I'm watching the fights on DAZN, the UK fights. It's opposite. They don't remove their gloves. Okay, I see you, Latours. But in the UK, they don't remove their gloves in the ring. And I make a joke of it sometimes because you got dudes trying to handle belts and shit, and they got gloves on, and I'm like, why don't they just take their damn gloves off? But it's very rarely that they remove the gloves over in the UK. So here with Fundora, I mean, you saw Erickson Lubin's face. I mean, I haven't seen a fighter's face that disfigured in a long ass time. Now, he did sit there and take 3 and 4 uppercuts in a row, consecutive uppercuts often. He did keep his hands down a lot. What's good, Jelly Bean? He was, he was getting beat up. But I still haven't seen anybody's face just come apart like that. And we didn't regard Sebastian Fundora as a thunderous or murderous puncher. So I don't know. Now, like I said, I'm not a big conspiracy theorist guy. I'm not out here trying to throw mud on Team Fundora and Fundora's name. The other disclaimer that I had was I I made some comments and looked at the situation when Tony Harrison was complaining about the water bottle situation against Jermell Charlo when he got knocked out. If you remember that situation, a brother from down on the floor in the corner, when Harrison had control of that fight and Charlo seemed to kind of be fading and whatnot, it was an individual that was outside of the ring that gave Jermell Charlo a water bottle. A lot of times, a lot of state athletic commissions dictate that you have to use bottled water, and they have to watch you, pop the cap on bottled water. But this person reached through the ring and gave him this water bottle. After the fight, they came back and said that the commission gave the Charlo camp permission to pour water bottles, like the plastic water bottles, into their sports bottle. They said they had authorization to do that for that particular fight. But it's just weird because Derek James earlier in the fight had been giving Jermell Charlo the water from water bottles. It gets to this point in the fight from like the water bottle that you would buy off the shelf in the gas station or at the grocery store. When this dude gives him the water bottle, Derek James did not touch that water bottle and was like, so make what you want to make out of that situation. You just watch things that aren't consistent and, you see what you see. But like I said, this dude on the this dude on the on Kevin Cunningham's his Instagram post, his brother made the comment about the dude never removed his gloves. And then, like I said, lo and behold, I go look at all of the photographs from the night from Esther Lynn and Ryan Haffey. And this man did not take his gloves off after the fight. So now, it's Kevin Cunningham. He's a seasoned trainer. We saw the dude call the fight without a whole lot of thought or reservation, anything. At the end of the ninth round, he called the fight, and that was it. So it's not like he doesn't care. It's not like he's incompetent. It's not much bad or negative to say about Kevin Cunningham. I have to assume he watched the gloves be put on, the hands be taped, and all of that. I gotta assume that the fight was in Las Vegas, one of the states or cities with one of the state athletic commissions with the best reputations in the sport. I gotta assume the same things that I assumed with the Tyson Fury fight, that everything was on the up and up. But I just rarely see anybody in America standing around in the ring with the gloves still on after the fight. You can go back and look at the DAZN card from Saturday that was in San Antonio. You can go watch. I'll probably go check out Ryan Garcia's interview. He probably had his hands taped doing the interview. I don't know. I can't remember if Tony Harrison spoke the other night after that fight. I'm pretty sure you can see him with his hand wraps on. Most of whatever was on ESPN, Michaela Mayer and whoever else was over there, they probably did some post fights with their hand wraps on. This young man right here left the ring with his gloves on. That's just weird to me. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not trying to throw Team Fundora under the bus. They get back there, in Vegas. Usually that one, the individuals, if you watch the fights week to week as they're held in these different states, you see these people, the athletic commission officials and whatnot. They follow them people all around. They follow them all around They follow them, period. And when they get assigned to them, they're with them the entire time. So, like I said, somebody left the ring with him and the team and followed them back to the locker room, and they took the gloves off, and they usually take the wraps. They take the gloves. I think they keep them for X amount of time or something. I believe the fighters can request the gloves be sent to them at some point in time if they want to keep them. But, it is like a chain of custody that takes place during these fights. So, I don't know. It just it looks a little funny. If we look at, if we go and look at the face of Erickson Lubin, we've seen Fundora fight, 7 to 8 people at this point in time. And we've never seen anybody look like that before. So, I don't know. Boxing is a dirty game. You got to protect yourself at all times. Things do slip through the cracks. Sometimes, that was an important fight for him. I don't know. Is anybody going to go back unless Erickson Lubin comes out in the next week or so and says, man, something wasn't right? I mean, if he doesn't come back and start that conversation, I guess we don't have anything to go on. But you know, I really hope that nothing, you know, no funny business occurred. You know, you taking, you know, you're risking somebody's life in there, and I mean, it's a crime. I mean, it speaks for itself. I hope that wasn't the case, but you know, that's just not what I see week to week. I don't see dudes leave the in American fights in the United States. I don't see many dudes leave the. Now, if he had he said he hurt his hand, and maybe you leave the glove on because you want to get to the back and get some medical attention for it. I think I've seen that before where a guy, you know, let you know early in the fight he broke his hand or something, and sometimes they'll keep the hand, they'll keep the glove on sometimes then. He didn't say anything about his hands being hurt. So I don't know. I'm not going to beat a dead horse. That's what like I said, I don't always get on social media to disagree with everybody and say, I'm bite down boxing. I know what I'm talking about. I have the official opinion on all this shit. Sometimes I'm picking up something that I'm sitting here trying to watch 3 cards at one time. I can miss some stuff. So I have no problem with going on there and noticing comments that have some substance to them, or you know, just point out something that I might have missed, you know, and then I go look. Just same thing with the Charlo situation. It was very interesting how after Charlo had a break in, you know, in between rounds and got some water or some fluids from this one water bottle, the man went out there and looked recharged and possessed, you know, and got the stoppage. But again, you know, I had to believe that it was a WBC championship fight. So I have to believe that some testing, the State Athletic Commission did some testing after the fight, and, you know, nothing came up in the test. But, you know, what took place in the corner just looked weird to me. You know, they came back and said that the person that was in their corner authorized them to take the bottled water and transfer it to the sports bottle. That's what they say. I got to go with that. So anyway, the other thing, I guess a couple minutes before I get off of here, I did see where Tony Harrison. It's an article up on Boxing Scene where Tony Harrison kind of advised a dude who's been in the super welterweight division alongside Erickson Lubin for the last several years. And, you know, he was there to watching the fight firsthand Saturday night and said that he hopes that Erickson Lubin considers retirement. Maybe. What's up, Jay? Maybe. You know, I don't know. You know, you come back from a beating like that, from your face being misshapen like that. What I see is the glove still on, but I'm done with the glove gate. That's what I said. Like I said, that one brother, I don't even remember his name, the Black Messiah or the monk, the fighting monk, whatever, Pharaoh monk, whatever the hell that brother's name was. I never saw him before the Tyson Fury fight with Wilder. I've never seen another video from that cat, and he was the shit for like 2 months. Like, he had YouTube videos at 60, 70,000 views, and he was doing live streams, and he was the face of internet boxing for like 2 months. I haven't seen that brother since. So I'm not on here. I'm not on here sitting here talking about conspiracy this and conspiracy that. But I do think it's worth noting what happened. And we see, those of us that watch fights on all these platforms week to week to week. I mean, we just saw Clarissa Shields beat the shit out of whoever that girl was over in the UK a few weeks ago, and the other girl didn't do much. She got beat all 10 rounds and whatever, and she didn't lead a ring like that. Chocolatito put a good beating on Julio Cesar Martinez a few weeks ago. And Martinez didn't do a whole lot that fight. His face didn't get lumped up like that. Week after week after week, we see some fighters get blown, get dominated and blown away, and we don't see people's faces looking like that. So I don't know. I don't know. I'm not gonna wait. I probably won't speak on it again. And like I said, if Erickson Lubin himself, if he doesn't come out and say anything this week, question something, and what does it really gain him? I mean, if it's, you hate to be quiet if some foul stuff did occur. Fundora's a problem at 154. I like to see Bud really move up now. Well, I mean, I thought it was a statement win for the kid, and it let me know that he was for real. He showed a lot of grit, and I didn't really disregard the dude before Saturday night, but I just thought at the guys who I thought were truly in contention, I needed to see him against one of them. I saw it. I saw him get up off the ground. He said he took the knee intentionally to buy himself some time to get himself together. So he comes off looking like a smart fighter. We already knew he had good volume, and he's obviously a tail of the tape. What's the word? He's a problem from a tail of the tape perspective because of his range, his height, and his reach and whatnot. So I just wanted to see him against somebody that I had already considered as legit. We saw that take place, and now it is what it is. Who knows if the winner of? I think some of these guys might have more of a difficult time trying to fight Charlo. If he wins in the rematch against Castaño, I think it would be difficult for just anybody to get a fight with him. He's probably going to be looking for something that's lucrative, or maybe he goes to 160. If Castaño is the winner, then some of these guys could probably Tim Tszyu or a Fundora. You probably got a chance to fight him. But I would imagine Charlo is going to look for legacy opportunities, and for him to face be eager to face Sebastian Fundora, I don't really see that happening. But if there's nowhere for him to go, if he doesn't move up to 160, it's not like it's a lot of good business at 160 and whatnot. So he could he could choose to stick around and face a Fundora. But I don't know. I don't know how Bud is related to Fundora, though. Bud would never fight Fundora for no reason. So that's it, man. Let me get on out of here. Again, man, I really hope that nothing foul went down. And I hope I doubt he had loaded gloves, PDs, maybe because of the VADA testing. Not sure Lubin's corner would have caught that. Yeah, like I said, I can't sit here now and say Kevin Cunningham today is incompetent and was unaware enough for some foul stuff to take place. I'm pretty sure. I mean, the dude is a former police officer. I honestly thought Lubin was gonna KO leg surgery. I did too. I think when he took that stand, I threw my notes away. When he took that stand and dropped him in the 7th round or whatever, or the 8th round, I think he was gassed after that. Because he had to leap up a couple of times to get to his chin to land the shots that he was landing. And, it was just, he exerted a lot of energy to create that moment. And I think came back in the 8th round. He didn't throw a whole lot of punches that round, and it was like he was recovering. He took more punishment, couldn't hold his hands up or wouldn't hold his hands up, and things went downhill for him there in the 9th. But I thought he was going to win the fight, but I think very early in the fight, maybe he disregarded, maybe he didn't believe Fundora had the grit that the kid showed. It's different. It's different to look at somebody on TV or against somebody else and say what you would do to a person. And then you actually get in there and you don't really make the right adjustments. You don't adapt to what's going on. And I think, very early on, he started fighting Fundora's fight. Um, and maybe he thought he didn't have to follow the instructions that Cunningham was trying to give him, and that he could he could turn the fight around at any given point in time. And then you get into the fifth, sixth round, and you start sustaining damage, and you got problems with your energy level and all of that. I thought he just ran into some real adversity, and it was no way to turn the situation around. Um, I hate to see fighters, man, who can't keep their damn hands up. But again, I ain't never went in there and fought for 3 minutes against, against somebody trying to whip my ass who went through an 8 or 10 week camp. And maybe holding your hands up, it might seem like the most basic or the most fundamental part of boxing, but I'm guessing after taking 80 punches and moving around for 6 rounds and using the entire ring and clinching and all the shit that they got to do, I would imagine that keeping your hands up could become somewhat difficult. And then you got a guy here in front of you that's really rangy, 6, 7 inches of height or whatever, and there's nowhere to hide. And then you tired as hell. So, hey, he made a big mistake. We'll see if he comes back. Hey, I got to get on out of here again. I'm see what happens if anything comes from this story. Maybe Lubin comes out and says something. Maybe this shit. It wasn't the biggest fight in the world, so who knows what the post fight chatter is and the activity is coming up out of it. It really wasn't that kind of matchup. Although one of these guys kind of moves into getting a shot at a title at some point. The winner did. But who knows? It's definitely doesn't have the eyes on it. It's not the same magnitude as Wilder and Fury. So it may just maybe after the day we don't hear nothing else about it. But that's that. Anyway, let me get on out of here, man. Enjoy the rest of y'all's week. I didn't look at the schedule for this weekend to see if anything big is coming up. And my mind is all over the place. I don't know what's coming this weekend. I'll check. I'll be back on and do some updates if once I think about it. But that was what I was talking about today. Bite down box and don't let them count you out.